as an author, did you face any difficulty when it comes to writing the novel in terms of resources, maybe, time and getting it published and moving forward with it?
So yes, first we'll come to time. Super challenge, super huge challenge. With a full-time job. When I started writing, my both my kids were in their teens. They still are in their teens, but it was the beginning of teenage years. For one of them, the other one was younger. So time was a huge challenge. Uh, I generally manage my time by getting up early in the morning before going to work by stealing an hour or so, and weekends are when I Sundays are when I wake up early. Yes, on Sundays I wake up early. I don't sleep in. Wake up early, get a couple of 4 or 5 hours done, before everyone else wakes up, and then the whole routine sets in. So time is a huge challenge for almost every writer because I don't think any of us can afford to be full-time writers. We are simply not earning enough to pay our bills through writing. We are hardly earning anything. But I think that most writers still struggle, and this is how most of my friends do it. Beyond that, publishing is an entirely different ballgame. I would say it's as big a challenge as writing a book, could be even bigger because writing is in your control. In publishing, nothing is in your control. So yes, it was a huge challenge getting published. I can't even count the number of times the first book was rejected. I don't even wish to remember those days. I think I must have spent a year with the completed manuscript
Okay.
to get it published and send it everywhere to publishers, to literary agents, to editors. You break your head on their websites, you keep submitting, you keep hoping you'll meet someone somewhere. Even if you meet someone somewhere and send them, no one replies in the publishing industry. So it can be very demotivating. It's a very difficult phase, which you can only survive if you have good friends in the publishing industry who hold you up. Otherwise, I think all of us would be very depressed. So uh, the once I did get my publisher, yes, you suddenly feel that life is sorted. To some extent, it is. But after your book is published, you are still the one who has to take it out to the reader because there are
Mhm.
so many books being published every day. There are so many books in the bookstores. Amazon is teeming with books. So how does someone find your book? Is the question. So then you have to, give a lot of time and effort to your being visible, to your promoting the book, which is something that as writers we're simply not used to. And especially most of us, myself included, are actually introverts. We started writing because we don't feel like going out and, talking to people, and then you have to go out and do the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's all a very rocky road.
Mhm.
Uh, but it's a journey that I think everyone has to make because that is what for me the difference between the being the writer and the author, because the author has to have these components to him. If you're a writer, you can sit and write forever. But then, what happens? We're not content with being a writer. Let's be very honest here. We want our words to go out, we want to be heard. So then we have to do this. So submitting to publishers is a huge challenge. Most publishers are getting like hundreds of inquiries a month. How do you hope that yours stands out and they give you a chance? It's a lot of luck, and you have to keep working on the manuscript. Every rejection that comes back, you should work on your manuscript and make it a little better. Uh,
Wow.
and that's like baptism by fire, frankly speaking, but that's the way it is. But I will say this again. Having you need to have good friends if you want to be a writer or in the publishing space, because it can be very lonely, it can be very demotivating. Also, you've picked something which no one in your family is aware of. One, second, for everyone around you, it's a hobby, right? So they'll just tell you why you're getting so upset. It's just a hobby. But the point is that you've given your blood and sweat and toil to that manuscript. So it may be a hobby, but it's also your life work. It's also like raising a child. So
Yeah.
to understand that, you definitely need people who are in the same space as you. So I would really recommend finding writing communities for those of us who are watching us. finding writing communities, finding friends, meeting people in the same space, nothing like that. That is the absolute thing that you need to do. So, yeah, but once you get published and once you're out there, some of it you forget and life becomes easier. But I completely agree with you that there are a lot of struggles. But then to create anything, that is the way life works, right?
Wow. Actually, that's very insightful. I'm sure budding authors would really take a note of this.
Mhm. Thank you.